What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. And you can head to the link in my description below, sign up for my newsletter, and get a free graphic novel. This is the Civil War adventure, and this is actual real history. And it's by Chuck Dixon and Gary Kwapitz. Chuck Dixon is, of course, one of the greatest comic writers of all time. And Gary Kwapitz did a ton of awesome work for, I hope I pronounced his name right, for Savage Sword of Conan and other things. So you get these little short vignettes, and you get a little back history at the beginning of each one, where it talks about the Civil War. Just look at this pretty art. I mean, he does an amazing job here. So this is Steve on this one. Gary, I'm sorry, there are parts where Chuck doesn't write it, and parts where Gary doesn't draw it also, but all the way through, it's just super high quality. I'm very happy with everything here. And we learn about sharpshooters. We learn about a lot here. Here's Gary Kwapitz's art. You can see he's just got this awesome work, good shading technique all the way through. That's very nice to read. And yeah, and this one Gary wrote himself. Gary did a zombie-ish, witch doctor-y book on the Civil War called Rebel Dead Revenge, which is very much worth the read also. He did it all himself. It's a giant book, very, very awesome. And it must have come out of the love for this, because this is just some good stuff. You just follow small little characters. Most of it is characters who are smaller people who are in the background of the Civil War, working in famous battles and things like that. But it's a very nice book overall. It is a lot of fun. Now, the boy general actually does follow General Sheridan, because he was a younger guy at the time, and trying to get his troops rallied behind him without his experience. And so get a lot of fun through that. Cool. This was neat. I like this because I'm a big steampunk guy, and steamboats up the Mississippi River and the fact that there were battles involved with that don't get talked about a whole heck of a lot, but they did exist, and they were important for supply lines for the war and all that. And we get a nice couple of different talks about the Mississippi River and its kind of importance there. So that was nice to read about. There's some hard, sort of tearjerker ones in here about letters back home, somebody not quite making it back home, and it's just cool. So apparently there is a second volume of this. I will be checking this out. They've got further reading in the back so that you can kind of learn about the history involved here. Also, it's called History Graphics Press. I think it's definitely worth the read and enjoyable stuff. I had my 11-year-old read this because he's a big, history war buff also, and he enjoyed it as well. So take that for what it's worth. I'll call this like a 9 out of 10, and a lot of fun through the Civil War adventure. So something you might not pay attention to in your normal comic reading, but definitely I wish they'd do more stuff like this in the realm of comics. So we want to support stuff like this. All right, hit that like and subscribe button, guys. We will be back soon with more comic reviews. See ya.